Oh, how I love being right. And if you're someone that's sitting there that's believed one of these undercover doom and gloom boomers in the Bitcoin space saying that the Bitcoin price multiple cannot be 118 to 1 because they can't get their brains around the idea of what that would mean for the market. And because at the end of the day, people need to trash on something in order to gain popularity. The market keeps slapping you in the face with results. So the question is, will you listen now? Because what happened last Thursday is that $400 million went into the market and the market cap went up by $42 billion. This is a 1 to 100 market, bull market multiple. And again, when I have been speaking about the bull market multiple, pretty much the first person to start doing so, I've been looking at Bank of America's research. I'm not looking at my research. I'm not trying to come out here and put up my spreadsheets to show you my modeling, this, that, and the other. No. I'm looking at Bank of America's research, and they said 118 to 1 in the peak of the bull market. And right now we're seeing 100 to 1, and we're not even in a bull market yet, right? You know, we're in a bull market, but we're not in like that aggressive bull market. So this multiplier only gets stronger from here. $400 million went in. The market price of Bitcoin went up by about $2,000 a coin. That equals a $42 billion market cap increase, which equals a 1 to 100 bull market multiple. So the question is now, will you subscribe? Because I've been saying this for months, and people keep coming out, doing their little theses, writing the shit up, creating little charts. Oh no, there's no way the multiplier effect can be this, that, and the other. And you listen to them because they talk like they know what they're doing, etc., etc. But the reality is, the market keeps slapping evidence in your face. So are you someone that listens to someone talk, or are you someone who looks at the evidence that the market keeps presenting to you? For me, one of the things I had to learn how to do was that all of the noise, and by the way, including my opinion, right? All of the noise had to fade away into the background. I had to look at what the market is showing me. And what the market is showing you is that British HODL is right, and the bull market multiple is 100 to 1. And I think it actually goes up. So will you subscribe now, finally? Or how much more evidence do I need to keep putting in your face? Now, excuse my exuberance a little bit. It just annoys me when people who are, trying to come out here, sound intellectual, all this other stupid shit, and really, the market keeps proving them wrong. Like, how long do you need to keep writing about the bull market multiple not working? And how long does the market need to keep slapping evidence into your face for you to realize that you need to get on the train? That's been my perspective. Now, forget all of that. The most important thing here is that the market seems to be loading 120 to 150 million dollars a day average worth of net inflows for Bitcoin just through the ETF. So what does that mean? That means that based on this multiple, if it holds, right? If it doesn't expand or it doesn't shrink, then you're looking at $100 million a day, adding $10 billion a day worth of market cap, average, which is over a period of time, okay? That translates to about a $500 a day appreciation for Bitcoin, average, over a period of time, which translates to about a $30,000 gain between today and the halving, which would put us at all-time highs, right? New all-time highs. So $30,000 of gains if this $100 million a day worth of purchasing comes in, and the multiplier stays where it is. And remember, the multiplier is based on the net inflows, right? Net inflows is very, very important. Then there's these people who want to come out with the idea that the multiplier is not fixed. Well, of course, dumbass, it's not fixed because it's a snapshot of a period of time in the market, and that's what it's meant to be demonstrating. But that's important for Bitcoin because with Bitcoin, you only got two levers in an asset, right? Demand and supply. But with Bitcoin, you cannot manipulate the supply lever, which is only the demand lever that's moving up and down in this entire situation. So in that frame of thinking, the multiplier effect is obviously going to change as demand goes up and down, but it's more relevant because the supply you cannot move. So the multiplier effect is more relevant than ever. I believe it's only going to expand, and I'm going to do a video talking about why I think the multiplier is going to expand. And for that, I need you to subscribe to the channel. So will you subscribe, please? And I've directly tracked the faster you subscribe, the faster YouTube shares Bitcoin content out to more people. So please help me do that by subscribing. It's extremely important in sharing the video. But most importantly here, I want you to pay attention to the people who are just talking versus the evidence in the market. It is always better to look at the evidence that the market is presenting, not the people that are talking. And by the way, I'll throw myself into that pile too. If the market shows you evidence of something that goes against what I've said, the market is right, not me, right? The market is right. But in this scenario, the market is proving that British HODL is right. So I'll take it. But the key things to remember here is that the bull market multiple is intact. It is as high as I've been saying it is. It is as high as Bank of America has been saying it is. And you need to decide whether you're going to get on board and get some of this action or not, because it's moving regardless of you at this point. And there's great analysis going on the amount of inflows coming into Bitcoin through these ETFs, and that is moving in this right direction. $400 million in a day net inflows is no joke, right? And these ETFs are chewing up 2,000 Bitcoin a day, Bitcoin per trading session at this point, average, right? And average is very important. You can't look at a daily thing. It's got to be average over a period of time, and the more time that goes by, the more accurate those averages get. So most importantly here, you need to understand the bull market multiplier is working. It's still intact. The market keeps proving it to you. The question is, how long are you going to take to get to your 1 Bitcoin? Because you need to get to that 1 Bitcoin in order to stay relevant. And can you imagine people in like 10 years time, like, hey, when they're studying the amount of, the bull market multiplier effect of Bitcoin, and your kids are looking at you going, hey, mom, dad, like, why didn't you get into Bitcoin when it was the fastest growing asset in human history? And you're like, oh, because I believed this guy on the internet who said that Bitcoin was nothing. And then I saw this thing about the bull market multiplier. But another guy who wrote out a thesis on the internet said that it doesn't work, so I didn't listen and then buy Bitcoin. Can you imagine that reality? That would suck. So the key point here is, but if you're new to Bitcoin, then of course, go in the description and check out the link to the $5 million Bitcoin, which is a training that I put together, basically the same training that I put my parents through to help them understand what Bitcoin is. And if you're new to here, go check that training out. It's extremely important. It's completely free. It's out on the internet. Go find the link in the description and check it out. But ultimately, there are always despite the bull market multiplier, despite me being right all the time when it comes to the bull market multiplier, despite the market showing us that I'm right, there are always only 3 rules to Bitcoin. Step number 1, you buy Bitcoin. Step number 2, shut the fuck up. And step number 3, you get fabulously wealthy.